In the quiet town of Willowbrook, there was a peculiar mansion on the edge of a dense forest. This mansion was home to the eccentric Professor Percival and his vast collection of ancient marbles. Among them was the most prized possession, the rainbow marble, which shimmered with every color imaginable. One bright morning, the townsfolk were alarmed to hear that Professor Percival had been found lifeless in his study. His faithful butler, Mr. Grimsby, had discovered him slumped over his desk. The rainbow marble was gone. Inspector Higgins, a sharp-eyed detective with a love for puzzles, was called to investigate. He began by interviewing the household staff. There was Mrs. Plum, the jittery housekeeper who always carried a broom, young Timmy, the cheeky gardener who loved playing practical jokes, and the mysterious pianist, Miss Viola, who often played haunting melodies at night. As Inspector Higgins examined the study, he noticed a series of muddy footprints leading to the open window. A clear sign of forced entry, he mused, but something didn't add up. The window was too small for an adult to squeeze through. Higgins decided to question the staff again. Mrs. Plum insisted she was cleaning the attic when it happened, and young Timmy was outside trimming the hedges. Miss Viola claimed to be in the parlor, practicing a new composition. But young Timmy's hands were scrupulously clean, and there were no fresh clippings on the ground. Higgins then turned his attention to Mrs. Plum, whose broom had no dust on it despite her claim of cleaning. Curious, he asked to see her footwear. Reluctantly, she showed him her slippers, which were caked in dried mud. Mrs. Plum was hiding something, but what? Later that evening, as Higgins pondered the clues in the dimly lit study, he heard a faint melody. He followed the sound to the parlor where Miss Viola was playing the piano. Something about the tune felt familiar.